What's going on, guys? So today and over the next few days we will actually be building Rex's cage in the garage. I know I have been talking about this for a while now, so I'm very excited to finally do it. It might be a long video because of me teaching you how to do it, and it is a long process. It will take about a week and a half to do, but you guys will be able to build your own cages after watching this video, and we will be moving the cage into the house so you guys will see where we're putting it. And I'm really excited, so let's get to the video. So the frame is done and I'm calling it for today. I think I've done enough work, but don't worry, it's not the end of the video for you guys. I'm going to be getting the plywood tomorrow and we will slap that on the sides and back and everywhere else but the front. The front is going to be plexiglass so that you guys can see and I can see Rex in his cage. But the cage is 27 inches deep, 4 feet wide or 48 inches wide, and 5 feet tall or 60 inches tall, so that this gives him all the room to jump, climb, move around freely. It's big enough for him. We're using wood. Some of the older viewers might remember, but we're using wood because water dragons can't understand glass or screen or anything like that. So we're only putting glass on the front and there'll be plywood on the sides, so that he does recognize it as a barrier. And this is good size for him for the rest of his life. If I do get a bigger place, I will make a bigger cage for him, but for now, this is plenty of room. His cage in the beginning was 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and 27 inches deep. And if you want to see that video, it's one of the first videos that I did. I changed the cage so it was a little bigger. You guys can go check out that video if you guys want to see that. It was pretty tall actually because it had wheels on the bottom, so it was like 6'7". That's pretty tall. But I will see you guys in a second when I have the plywood and I will start cutting. So it's the next day, and I got the plywood, and it's just in the garage, so I'll go right outside and get cutting on the back, top, and bottom. End of day 2, I think. Maybe I'll come out here later tonight and do some work, but the frame is pretty much done. This will be the top piece, but I still have to carve the holes for the lights. And these poles right here will sit right here so that the windows or the doors will have some sort of frame to sit on, because the frame right there is too wide and they won't close in the middle. So I think this is pretty good for one day's work for today. It's a little bit wobbly. That's totally fine once we fix it up on the top and put the glass on the bottom. We're gonna put a little section here with plywood, because as you might remember, water dragons don't understand glass, so it's best to put the lower section with just plain wood so that when they're walking on the ground, they don't rub their noses up against the glass. So it'll be similar to what the water dragons are in now, the female ones, so that that doesn't happen. And we still have to get the glass and put it in. I'm thinking 2 doors, just like the other water dragon cage, because it's pretty cool to just open one door without having to deal with them jumping out of the other door. So that is the end of day 2. stick around for day 3, which is right now. End of day 3 or 4, but we do have the front done. Sorry I didn't film, but the hinges for the doors are very tricky and I needed 2 hands and it does take me a while. But the door is on. I do have the boards on the front and bottom. We don't want to have glass right down to the bottom because water dragons can't understand glass, so we don't want him to rub his nose too much against that. So that's why we build it up a little bit. And inside, he won't be able to see himself through that glass. It is wet, I shouldn't have touched that. We did put polyurethane on it, which if some of you don't know what polyurethane is, I can show you. This is the one I use. It is a water-based polyurethane. Now, you have to use oil-based polyurethane. Oh, that's the French side. Probably most of you don't speak French. So, it's semi-gloss, water-based. Oil-based is toxic to animals, so you cannot use oil-based. You have to use you have to use water-based polyurethane. And this is the clear one, so it will dry like this, and we will be staining it with another stain in the next video. But I did want to touch on polyurethane. Polyurethane seals the wood so that the humidity inside doesn't rot the wood, or if you spill water in the bottom, it's not going to destroy your wood. I put it on all my cages so that it prolongs the life of the wood. As you can see, the top is done. I put the holes in with the grating so that they can't come out. This is 1/4 inch chicken wire. Steel doesn't burn or melt under the temperature of the heating lamps, so that's good. But it is looking really well. It is looking really well. It is looking really good. This part I'm not a big fan of, but I don't have any more wood. So hopefully the stain will cover a little bit of that up. The wood just flaked off. It was kind of thin. As you can see, it's coming off still. Not liking that, but the glass will go on in the next day or 2 once we stain it. When you are staining or polyurethane anything to do with the cage, you do want to give it a few days to dry. The stain has been put on the cage and it's a similar color to Bowser's. Oh, I might need to sand that down a little bit. Didn't test it out yet. So the door is on, like you can see. The glass isn't. The glass is right there. So we will be putting that on the frame, and I'll be showing you guys how to do that, because I will be doing it the same way Bowser's cage is. But the top is stained, as well as the 2 sides and obviously the front. So we are putting the finishing touches on this, putting the locking system on. There'll be actually 2. They're just barrel bolts, as well as a handle. So there'll be a time lapse of me doing the glass first, but I'm gonna make sure the gap down here that seems to be scraping is all done, so it doesn't do that every single time. And then I'll put the glass on, and then eventually I will be putting the locking system, like I said. The glass is finally on the frame. Sorry it took so long, but it's always a very, not difficult, but a very stressful time because I don't want to break the glass in any way. And as you can see, it's being kept down by screws and washers. That one I forgot to do, so I'll have to go redo that one. So besides that one, it's done. There's screws all the way around so it doesn't come off. So to do this, you'll need a drill, screws obviously, and this is a step drill bit, so as you push down very lightly, it goes down to the first one and then to the second level, and then the screw can go through that, and it does a perfect circle, as you can see. So it just goes right in, and then you put the screw in there. And this will keep it down very well. I do this with the new cages that I've done. And you can put caulking around the other side of this so it forms a more airtight seal, but I don't think this is really necessary for this time. With the drill, you want to go and use the fastest setting on the drill. So, well, when you're doing the step drill, so it drills it straight through, you want to press lightly and let the drill do the work. And then when you're screwing in the screw, it's kind of like the opposite of what you normally do, like what you would do for these. You want to put it at a lower setting, so I was going at 9, and I just don't want to slip and hit the glass so then it breaks, so then you have to get new glass. Plexiglass can get pretty expensive, and so can regular glass, so don't want to break it and have to throw it away. So I'll put that one in, and then I will put it right there on the cage. Hopefully this closes a little bit better now that it's straightened up a bit. It's finally done. We have the secure locking systems that I'm always talking about so that the animal can't come out. The nice sturdy handle. The glass is kind of dirty, I know. I will clean it. But cage is finally done. We'll be putting branches and obviously big water dish in there. Maybe some ledges like the girls have. But this cage is 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and 27 inches deep, because that's how wide our doors are. I think it looks super cool. This is a little low. I did put it halfway in between the door, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. And these doors don't lock, but I don't really think they need to on his. As you can see, he's not opening that anytime soon. But you guys will see it once we put it in the house, and you will see it next week once I post a video of him going inside the cage for the first time. But I think it looks really good. I'm gonna end the video here. Well, I can't end the video here because you guys are gonna see it when it put it in the house. So that's what we're doing next. Probably tomorrow. But I don't know, maybe tonight if I'm feeling up for it, which, let's be honest, I always am. And the cage is finally in the house. It's in our bedroom right now, which I will say, it wasn't supposed to go up here, but I wanted Rex to not be able to see Yoshi or Nessie, and I wanted that to be their territory, so when I'm going to breed Rex, it's him going into their territory, so he's not aggressive like what happened last time with Yoshi's tail. I'm pretty sure it wasn't an aggressive behavior. I think he was trying to mate, and that happened by accident. I'm not that mad at him. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that Yoshi doesn't have a tail, but it happened. I can't change it now. But this will be his territory, so he will be less aggressive when he goes into theirs. But it works perfect. The door closes, which is fantastic. Locks, so he can't come out. I will probably stain or color the inside of the cage at a later date. But right now, I just want to get him in this cage, and so he's squared away kind of thing. But I think it looks really cool. I really like the stain color. I'm a big fan of that dark color. I do have a light up there. It's not on right now because I don't have a power bar for it. And the space for the nighttime lamp. I don't have the bulb, it's downstairs, so I didn't set that up. But setting up a water dragon cage will happen in the next video I'm doing. I thought it was going to be a long video if I put that in here as well. But in that video, Rex will also be going in for the first time, so check that out if you're interested. But this is how you build a reptile cage. Out of wood, obviously, not just glass. If you're setting up a desert species, you don't have to polyurethane the inside. It is a smart idea as an added thing, but you don't have to. It's not necessary because there's a lack of humidity in the cage anyway. But that is how you build a custom reptile cage. Hopefully you guys can do that yourself. It's really not that hard. You saw it was basically just me doing the work. Not that difficult. For those that are curious and didn't hear, that cage is 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and 27 inches deep. 27 is an odd measurement, but it is the exact size as the opening of this door, or any door in this house, so it is the largest width you can put in without disassembling the cage. That's why it's an odd measurement, but hey, more room for him and space that we're not using anyway. So that's it. Custom cage done, and stick around for the setting up of the cage if you guys are interested in that. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get notified every time I post, and don't forget to check out our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok channels, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya. Thank you.